Today I thought I would do a quick video on how to clean your mirrorless digital Sony A6000 camera, the lenses, and I figured I'd show you the tools to do this with. First, I like to have a magnifying glass so you can see down into the camera and into the tight spots for any dust and dirt particles. Second, I always have to have a nice light so you can really illuminate and see, as you can look there and see that you can see all the dirt and particles around the camera and inside also, but we'll get to that in a couple of minutes. So the next thing is blowers. We got a couple of different type of blowers here. And what that does, obviously, is blow air and blows the dust and dirt particles out of the camera. This is a combo blower and brush, as you can see. Pretty old. This is from an old film camera that I had, but I still like to use it. It's a horsehair brush. It's pretty cool. I just bought this multifunction cleaning pen from ProMaster, which is pretty cool. It has the brush on one side, and then it has these felt cleaner tips on the other. As you can see, there's a round one, and if you twist and pull and pop this out, there is a triangle one to get into the corners and stuff, which is really cool. So I'm just gonna how this pen works is there is carbon, a fine carbon dust, I guess, down inside in this felt. You go down and you twist this, and it replenishes the fine carbon dust that goes onto this felt, and that's what does the polishing or cleaning of your lens or sensor. You can use this on your sensor. You do not want to use this with liquid though. So this is just for dry, like lenses and stuff like that. $5. I bought that at my local. We have WB Hunts up here. It's a camera store that, you know, it's just soup to nuts. Everything you ever wanted for cameras is in that store, but they're relatively expensive in that store. I got another X-Tech. I got this with this is another lens or lens pen they call them, and all it has is a brush and a reservoir with a squirt bottle on the other end with some cleaning fluid in it. This is cleaning fluid I got with a cleaning kit. I just use it on lenses when I have to, and it's very rare that I have to use cleaner on my lenses. You always want a couple of microfiber cloths. I have two of them right here. Some of them are a little bit of a different texture, but I'm going to go with these very fine textured ones. And for cleaning the sensor itself, I bought these sensor swabs. Now, these sensor swabs are super expensive. As you can see, $20, and I only got 4. So $5 a piece for one of these swabs just to clean your sensor. So not cheap, but we'll see how they do. This will be my first time using these sensor swabs. So for now, what I'm going to start with, I'm actually waiting for my other camera to charge, but I think I'm just going to keep trying to film with my glasses on, and hopefully I'll get everything in the shot. So what I'm going to start with is my 55 210 millimeter zoom lens, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my light and I'm going to shine it, and as you can see all the dirt. It lights up all the dirt and particles on the lens. You can even see the smudges, and I can get the magnifying glass out and really blow it up so you can really see all them particles and everything. So what I'm going to start with is my new pen, and I'm just going to wipe it clean with the brush. Try to get all the dust particles out of there. Now, I'm going to have to remove my protective lens. As you can see, that's what I'm doing now. Put that aside, and I'm going to do another wipe with my brush. Now I'm going to take the other end, the corner felt, and I'm going to gently go around. And I'm going to try to wipe that smudge off the lens right there, as you can see. And it works really well so far. I do see a little bit of dust coming off the felt, but that'll get wiped off as soon as we use our brush again on the lens. And I'm going to take the round side. As you can see, the round. I got the corners already. Now I'm doing the center of the lens. And I'm just going to wipe it clean until there's no more smudging. See that? Nice. Very nice. So I'm very happy with this lens cleaner so far, with this lens brush. You can see that the lens has no smudges, no more dust particles. Now I'm gonna take my lens cap back, and you can see that it's pretty smudged. And I'm gonna do both sides with my round felt. Felt or whatever the material is. I'm pretty sure it's felt though. And then I'm gonna dust it off. And I'm gonna check it again with my light. Make sure there's no more smudges. And I see one particle right there. It might be on the other side, this one over here. So that seems to be a spot we're going to need to use some cleaner. Now, I'm just going to give it a small jolt with the cleaner, take out my microfiber cloth and wipe that down. Make sure it's all dry. Check for streaks, plenty. So we take out our felt again, and wipe that down. And I did get a little bit of fluid. Yeah, so yuck. Still pretty. what you want to do is make little circles with these felt tips, and they'll buff everything like right out. We'll do the other side. I'm going to go around the edges again, make these tiny little circles. So it looks pretty good to me. Lens. I'll do one quick wipe down with the microfiber, see if dust off. Check it again. Give it a little bit of a blow with the rocket blower, blow all the dust off. Now I'm going to recap my lens. There are a couple of streaks there, but all in all, looks pretty good. I'm going to recap. Go to the other side. Take out my corner felt again, go inside, make tiny little circles. Dust it off. Hold your lens upside down. Take your blower. This way, nothing falls back into the lens as you're blowing it out. It blows up and out and down. Gravity. Now I'm going to check again, and look at that, crystal clear, beautiful. Not a smudge, not a piece of dust in there, really. I can't make any out. I do see a small line down the bottom. Let me see if I can show you it. No, you won't be able to make it out, actually. But it looks really good. I'm just going to do a little. On the edges one more time. Nice. So I'm going to recap my lens. Always take care of your equipment. You don't want anything to fall in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the outside of the camera. Now, all the crevices, I'm just going to blow air into them, try to get any dust out of each crevice. Some people might not do this. I do constantly because I go to the beach and stuff a lot, and this is like the first place that your camera's going to collect debris. Dust, sand particles, all that stuff. And I'm going to do around the edges. And I'm going to try to do all this before I take the lens off. I want to get all these particles out of these crevices if I can. You might not think it matters, but when you take a magnifying glass to it and you look, if you see the top here, if I roll the camera over, there's probably a ton more down the bottom where I haven't done. Actually, I stand corrected, so no, there isn't much. But what else I'm going to do is I'm going to take the brush and I'm just going to wipe everything down on the outside of the camera before I open it. And just make sure there's no particles or anything that's going to fall inside. Quick wipe my microfiber cloth. Alright, so I'm going to wipe down everything on the outside actually before I open the camera. This step, you don't have to follow it in any specific pattern. I just like doing this before I open the camera. So I'm going to wipe down the back too, and the lens, or the eyepiece. Let me correct myself. You know, I'm going to pop open there, check inside. It's really clean, so we shouldn't have any issues with that. So now I am pretty much ready to pop this open and use one of these swabs. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take off the lens, set that down. Now I'm going to take a cloth and just lay it over my lens for now. Now I'm going to take the camera, and like we did before with your blower, you're going to hold your camera upside down. And I like to get pretty close. I like to rest the nub I have right here on the blower, like right in the corner. And what I do is I hold it and I blow, a number of times, 10 times, who knows. But I'm going to go from corner to corner, as you can see. And then I'm going to go around the edge. And just all over. Making sure to hold the camera up. You know, I'm going to do that again. I'm going to go from corner to corner. And then around the edge, blowing it out. So now, I'm going to take my light and my magnifying glass. And we're going to look down at the sensor of the camera. And you can see there's a smudge, and there's some dust, and all kinds of other crap in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my sensor swab. Just drop the cap. So I'm going to take my sensor swab. These are pre-soaked with Eclipse. It's a cleaner. So it says right here, do not remove swab from packet until you are already used. Do not reuse the swab. Dirt on the swab can scratch the sensor. So I'm going to open my swab. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sensor swab, and you want to make sure it's covered all the way across. You don't want the plastic exposed anywhere, because if you touch the plastic to your sensor, you have a chance of scratching it. So I'm just going to take my sensor swab and I'm just going to run it down the sensor like this. And I'm going to try to get into each corner on each side. You know, and I'm being very, very gentle. You don't want to push hard. It doesn't take, Superman to do this. Now, if you get any streaks, don't worry about it. Because you can take your pen, your felt pen, and make sure you give it a little twist to get some of them particles on there. And what you're going to do, you're going to take your light check your sensor. You can see mine's pretty clean, not many streaks, a little down the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the felt, and I'm going to do tiny little circles again. And by the way, just make sure everything is really dry when you do this with the felt. But you can see it's cleaning up nicely. No streaks. Awesome. Awesome job. Now I'm just trying to get into the corners there. I see a little bit more streaking in the corners. Tiny little circles, that's all you do. And you just buff them out. Be gentle, but buff them out. You know, and the best thing about, the one thing actually to remember with this is take your time. Do not rush. So I think it looks pretty good from here. I'm going to take my lens, pop it back on, and actually before that, you know what I will do is I'll blow the camera out again. But all right, YouTube. So I finished. I blew the camera out one more time, just to make sure that there were no particles left inside. And again, you hold it upside down, give it a good blow with your blower, and just make sure everything is out of the camera. And that should be it for this video. I know it's a rather long one, but I hopefully you guys found this helpful. And if you're interested in following Max and me on Google+, just look up Max and me on Google+. I also run a EDC knives community on Google+, because I do knife reviews. If you have been here on my channel before, you notice that I do a lot of camera and knife videos, along with Max, my Carlin pincher. So if you guys found this video helpful, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more videos, subscribe. And usually I try to put out videos on a weekly basis. So thanks for watching, everybody on YouTube, and I hope you all have a great day, and get out there and do some more shooting with your cameras, guys. Have a great one.